I'm back. Okay, so I thought I was done. Welcome back to the Golden Keys Life Coaching. I thought I was finished. So listen. All right. Okay. Okay. So this is for people that understand reincarnation. Okay. Not really for the religious community, more a spiritual community that understands karma, karmics, how our souls never die, that we just pretty much, reincarnate. We pretty much recycle, you know, each lifetime that we're allowed to, right? And the sole purpose is to learn to be the best human you can be, master all the life lessons so you can become an ascended master, okay? To deify, become a deity one day, deify yourself. You will be an ancestor, right? To be able to come back and guide those, but you got to learn those lessons, right? So that's the whole goal, okay? Reaching, your full Keter, which is the top of the um, tree of life, right? So I was talking to my girl in Houston, and we were talking about how dealing with a lot of black men. Now, I'm not going to say all, okay? So calm down. But dealing with a lot of black men, you deal with a lot of femininity, okay? A lot of um we were saying like our relationships, we noticed that now, especially nowadays, like more so in the recent years, a lot of men carry a lot of feminine energy. And we were saying like sometimes we feel like we're conversating or around a woman, as far as his spirit, his attitude, and his thinking and his decision making, and it's like more like a woman instead of a man. And so we were joking around, but we lightweight might have came up on something. I said, think about this. All those years, I said, I think those are women. Maybe they're not men, they're women. Maybe these black men, they look like men to us on the outside, but their inner souls are reincarnations of women. You know what I'm saying? Because it just is the energy. Energy doesn't lie. Energy is what it is. And so we're reading their energy. Their energy feels like women, and not necessarily sexually either. I'm saying your interactions with them, when you're around them, just the whole dynamic feels more like you're dealing with a woman and not a man. Okay. And so I was like, okay, so check this though. Peep this. What if all those years, like those years of slavery and stuff like that, like so when those people died, what happened to their souls? What happened to their energy? They had to reincarnate, right? Some kind of way. They're reincarnated. Those people are still here, okay? I feel like, though, and this might be kind of far fetched for some people, but just ride with me for a second. I feel like a lot of those old, like slave owners, I mean, we talking about back to the 1800s and 1700s, and those people are here on Earth now, but they're inhabiting the bodies of black people. I said that I feel like at some point somebody made a pact somewhere, or they felt like, okay, where these niggas, they trying to get their little freedom and all that kind of stuff. So how we gonna we can't let them have it. Like we cannot let, like Dr. Francis Crest, we cannot, you know what I'm saying? If we continue to let these people go on with their freedom, then we definitely will experience genetic annihilation of the white race, right? So how are we going to stop that? Okay. And I feel like these people worked hard. Their souls worked hard even after death to destroy African Americans and make us slaves. So I feel like a lot of those energies, I feel like they made some kind of pact, or they something. They was like, okay, this is what we gonna do, y'all. We gonna come back as black people. And then we gonna attack each other, right? And so it's gonna make it look like it's the black people attacking one another, and they can't get unified, but it's really us attacking, you know what I'm saying? So we can, keep their race separated, and whatever the case may be. I know it sounds crazy, but think about it, okay? There's a huge issue with black people just being unified. Like, what is the big deal? Why is this so hard? You know what I'm saying? You got a lot of people doing the same type of work. You got couples competing with each other. You got black women that don't know how to work together. Black men is killing each other. Like, what is going on? You know what I'm saying? And so, and they bank on us tearing up each other, tearing each other down. But that's the whole goal. But if a lot of us have these white slave owners and have it in our energy, if they reincarnate into our bodies, right? Then of course that's why that's how they can continue to destroy us, have it appear like we are at each other's throats. But it's not that, it's them. It's their energy, you know what I'm saying, inside of us that causes that to kind of occur sometimes, right? So me and her, we was laughing so hard, but the real talk, I'm like, man, I think we on to something for real, because some of this stuff just, it defies logic. It doesn't make any sense. Like, what is wrong with us? You know, as a people, what in the whole hell is wrong with us? You know? And so I'm just like, you know, we talk about certain relationships. I'm like, I don't feel like I was dealing with a guy. Like, I was dealing with a whole nother woman. And so she was like, you was. Like, that was probably Betty Jean from 1760. That's probably who he really is. You know what I'm saying? And so, because so many black people don't know who they are, a lot of us don't know who we are. You know what I'm saying? That activates these white slave owner energies that have reincarnated into us to wreak havoc. And it looks like we're wreaking havoc amongst each other, but it's not us. It's those energies. And the way to combat that or get rid of that or kind of squash that energy, you know, within you, is to know who you are. Learn who you are. When you know who you are, you have no reason to be fearful. You have no reason to be insecure. You have no reason to be envious, jealous, scared. Like, none of those things. None of those things, right? So those, and I feel like for example, the original black woman is not, she's not the first pick for a black man, for most, not all, but most. So a woman like me, natural hair, don't wear a lot of makeup every day. You know, we got regular people bodies. You know, we had kids. We look like regular people. Okay. Probably, you know, stretch marks. You might not even really have a big ass. You may not really have like regular bodies, like 1990s R&P bodies, right? And so we're typically not the first pick. You know, most of the men, they want the women with the lashes and the fake hair and the fake this and the 5,000 layers of makeup, and she's twerking and just, she stayed drunk, she whatever, you know what I'm saying? Not to say that us, you know, original black, we don't get down now. We get down with you now. We get a little some, but we got our boundaries though, because we know we're queens. We know we're empresses. We're high priestesses. We know, you know, where our, all right, now bring it back down, boo, level is, right? So we do our thing, but we don't go too far, right? So, you know, the big old booties and the squashed in waist trainers and the, like, the, you know, these cosmetic done up bodies, like, that's typically what a lot of men gonna go for, right? But here's what I think. The original black woman knows who she is, okay? And this is for the original black man too. Okay, there's a lot of original black men that a lot of women will not look at first because he's boring, corny, thirsty, clingy, and that's not it. It's just that you don't know what love and affection looks like. Okay, you don't know what provision looks like. You don't know how to have several seats and sit down and enjoy a movie looks like. You know, you got to be out here in these streets doing that, you know what I'm saying? Doing yo 1 2, right? You got to be out here doing that, right? Whatever. So there's, you know, you want that kind of man. Or the man that ain't gonna rough you up or whatever, you know, he boring. Okay, that's a little dysfunctional, but all right. So men get it too. You know, really good men, you know, they get it too. And so I feel like we are the ones who know who we are. So those energies cannot run ragged through us like that. You know what I'm saying? But those that still have no clue who they are, I feel like those energies, those are open doors. Those are portals for those energies to come in and wreak havoc. But it looks like it's us black people at each other. It looks like it's the black man disrespecting the black woman. It's the black woman not honoring her black man. The man is walking away from his children. He can't take care of none of his kids. He can't hold a relationship together. On a spiritual, on another side of things, I don't feel like that's us. I just don't. I feel like it's those energies, and they just they're cloaked, you know what I'm saying, in us. But it's really them. It's their mentality, their thinking, all that. Especially like when black people get I think I'm better than you, and because I got 6 degrees, and when you start getting like that, I just don't feel like, some of that is us, but I think it's those energies, y'all, still running through us. Y'all got to find out who y'all are. And so we was also saying like this trend with, the body of the woman, like especially the black woman, you know what I'm saying? I just feel like that's still that Sarah Bartman energy. That's that, if you don't know who Sarah Bartman is and you're African American, shame on you. That's all I'm gonna say. If you don't know who Sarah Bartman is and you're African American, please look up who Sarah Bartman is. You need to know who that is. So the fascination from white people with her behind and her hips and her body shape, her stomach, just everything. I feel like those are those same energies, but those are the men in the women's bodies. So these women that are obsessed with these BBLs and these booties, and like there's another thing where there's a lot of women who are too much in their masculine energy. Okay, they're ruling a lot of these men. It's like a lot of the women are like men. It's a woman on the outside, but when you deal with her, it's like you're dealing with a man. It's because you might be. I think you are. And I feel like the man, those a lot of the black women that kind of in that trend, some of those are those white men who were obsessed with Sarah Bartman and that whole craze with the black woman and the slave black woman with the biggest butt and the biggest hips and all that kind of stuff. I feel like it's those men in these women's bodies, and that's why they're going ham for all the black women is just really going crazy trying to get these BBLs done. But I really think it's these men, these old slave people inside these women, wanting them to get these butts because it's their obsession with the body shape of a black woman. And so they want the black woman to have that. They want every black woman to have that butt and hips and all that stuff. I don't think it's all us. There's some energies ruling us and influencing us to do certain things. And I think we might be on to something. Now, it sounds crazy to some people. However, really stop and think about what I'm saying. Okay? We might be on to something, y'all. Because some of this stuff is out of control, especially, within the black community. And it's like, come on, y'all. Is this really us? It's just, come on, after everything we've learned, we've been through as a people, like, why are we still at certain things? I don't think it's us, y'all. I think some of our bodies is inhabited by these slave people. And I feel like they were determined to come back and finish us off. And that's the only way they can maybe do it, is to reincarnate as a black person. Okay, to help destroy the other black person. If I can be a black person, I can actually get in easier to destroy as if I inhabit the body of a white person. So I'm going to reincarnate as a black person. Those men that were obsessed with Sarah Bartman and took part in her abuse, their descendants. I feel like these are those men inside a lot of these black women's bodies that's promoting them and getting into their conscious mind to get all this body work done to make your butt like freakishly big, hips freakishly big. Like, some of this cannot be us. We cannot hate ourselves this much, y'all. We cannot be this thirsty for attention. And then I heard one young lady say, it was a black lady. She said, natural bodies is for broke people. If that's how we think, if that's where we're going in our mental, that's not good to even think that. to even start that mental trend that a natural body is for a broke person. Man, a lot of these bodies is getting done on loans and credit. That's not your money. You didn't come in there with cash. Half of these people didn't. If you pay hardcore cash, hey, big ups to you. But if you swiped a carecredit.com card or got a loan or use, that don't mean you're not broke, because that wasn't your money you spent. You spent that company's money. You got to pay that back. But anyway, this can't be the way we cannot. We have too much information, y'all. We cannot be here. It can't be us. So my only explanation at this point, shout out to my homegirl, Sheena Jones in Houston, Texas. Sheena girl, listen, this is the only explanation for all this, because it's gotten to the point where this is ridiculous. And so we've never taken a look at it on a spiritual plane, knowing what we know about reincarnations. And, even if you are a religious person, there is reincarnation in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? Like, Jesus was supposed to be God in the flesh. That's reincarnation. Same thing. So I feel like a lot of these Black people around the world are not true original Black men and women. I feel like these are the original slave owners, slave lawmakers, and abusers inhabiting the bodies of Black people. And it's looking like we're trying to tear each other up. And it's really not us, it's them trying to tear us up still. They came back, they still found a way in. The only way to not let them in or let those energies into our conscious mind is to know who you are. All right. Thanks for listening. Bye.